You have probably seen these videos on YouTube, where different topics are explained in a simple way. Well, these are called explainer-style videos, and many creators using this style are pulling in millions of views. Like this creator right here, who has pulled in nearly 2 million subscribers, with many of his videos gaining a lot of views. And if we take a look at his analytics, you can see why this niche is so powerful. Now what's interesting is that making these videos is much easier than you think, and in this video I will show you exactly how to create them. But first, let me explain. This channel right here explains controversial internet topics, and with just 8 videos it could be generating a 5-figure income, assuming an RPM of around $4. This channel talks about creepy monsters, and with just 17 videos, it has also built a strong momentum. Then, this one focuses on health topics, another one focuses only on tech topics, and this one talks about animals. But here is the thing. If you take a closer look at their videos, you can clearly see that they are gaining a lot of traction, considering that each of these channels have only posted a handful of videos. So now that you know that these videos have strong potential, the real question is, how do you create them? Well, I have prepared a step-by-step plan where I will explain everything from choosing a niche, coming up with video ideas, creating scripts, collecting visuals, generating voiceovers, and finally editing the entire video. And the best part about this is that we will do everything by using only free tools, so you won't have to spend a single dollar to get started. So now that you know the entire plan, let's start with the first step of the process, which is choosing a niche. Now to choose a niche, you can open any of these channels right here and basically choose the niche that you like the most. Ideally, choose the one that is getting strong views, and this process is very simple. I will also include all of these channel links inside my free Telegram channel linked below, so you can easily access them and get started right away. So now that you have chosen a niche, open the video section of that channel, and then select as many videos as you can, but keep in mind, we will use them only as inspiration, and everything we do will be fully original. Now with that done, open a new ChatGPT session, and simply paste everything that you have just copied into the prompt section right here. Next, leave a few spaces at the end, and then tell it to save everything without replying. Once that's done, click on the Generate button, and ChatGPT will save everything into that specific session. Now that everything is set, open the prompt file that you can find inside my free Telegram channel linked below. Once you are in, here you will find the idea creation prompt, which we will use to create the video ideas, so make sure to copy it from start to finish. Next, head back into ChatGPT and paste the prompt into the prompt section below. So now that the prompt is in place, simply click on the Generate button below, and just like that, ChatGPT will provide you with a list of 10 video ideas that are specifically made for the niche that you have chosen, and all of the ideas will be based on topics that perform well, which is exactly what we need. Now with that done, head back into the prompt file, and this time find the script creation prompt, which is this one right here, and make sure to copy it from start to finish. Next, head back into ChatGPT and paste the prompt into the prompt section below. With that out of the way, the next thing that you need to do is go through the video ideas above, and then copy the idea that you like the most. In the prompt section below, you will find the video title section, where you will need to enter the idea that you have copied, so that ChatGPT knows which idea you have selected and what to base the results on. Now below that, you will find the video length section, where you need to enter the duration of the script that you prefer. In my case, I will enter 5 minutes to avoid confusion, but here you should enter a length anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes for an optimal video. So now that everything is set, click on the Generate button below, which will initiate the script creation process. This process will be pretty fast, and once it's done, as you can see, ChatGPT will provide you with a full video script that is specifically made based on the idea that you have selected. The script will be formatted in a way that includes a lot of hooks and a fast-paced explainer style, which is exactly what we need to create a strong video in the explainer niche. Now, with that out of the way, head back into the prompt file, where you will need to find the image creation prompt and copy it from start to finish. With that done, head back into ChatGPT, paste the prompt into the prompt section below, and then click on the Generate button to initiate the generation process. And once it's done, as you can see, ChatGPT will provide you with a full section where it has extracted all of the main topics included in your script. It will also provide you with a full text-to-image prompt that you will use to create a full image where all of your topics are included, and that same image will be very important for your video. So now that everything is set, start by copying the entire prompt that you have created, and then head over into Flow, which we will use to generate the image. Once you are in, paste the entire prompt into the prompt section right here. Next, open the settings below and make sure to enable the image creation feature. Then, in the section below, select the 16:9 ratio, and in the model section below, select the Nano Banana Pro model, since it's pretty optimized. With that done, click on the Generate button below to initiate the image creation process, and once it's done, as you can see, we have just created a full image that includes all of our topics. You can see that it's made in a similar style that many creators in this niche are using. A good thing about it is that you can also use it as the thumbnail for your video, so you don't have to spend extra time creating one. Now, with that out of the way, make sure to download the image using the original size, and with that done, you are now ready for the next step, where I will show you how to collect all of the visuals needed for your video, so watch closely. Now for this step, open the ChatGPT session from before and start by going slowly through the first part of your script. In my case, as you can see, the first few lines of the script are talking about some kind of place that feels familiar, which represents déjà vu. Now, to find the correct visual for that part, first we will use a website called Pixabay, so go ahead and open it. Once you are in, open the photos section right here, and then in the search section, simply search for the asset that you need. In my case, I will search for an image of a room. Now, as you can see, all of the images based on that keyword will appear, and a good thing about this is that all of the images are free, so you can download any image that you like. In my case, I like how this image looks, so I will use it. To download the image, simply click on the download button on the right side, and just like that, the image will be saved. Now with that done, head back into ChatGPT, and this time you need to go through the next part of your script. In my case, the next part of the script talks about a place that is familiar and something that already happened, so for this part I will use the same website. But this time, I will select the videos section, and then in the search section below, I will search for videos of rooms, which is the same keyword as before. And now, as you can see, all of the videos that match our keyword will appear. There are many room videos, and once again, all of them are free to use, so it's up to you to choose the one that you like the most. Once you find the video that you need, don't forget to download it using the download button on the right side, and that's pretty much it. Now, with that done, head back into the ChatGPT session, and this time find the next part of your script and make sure to read the entire line. In my case, the next part of the script talks about something related to a brain, so now we need to search for brain assets. Another way that you can find assets is by using Canva, so go ahead and open it. Once you are in, start by creating a new project, and then select the 16:9 ratio project, which is this one right here. Now with that done, head over into the element section on the left side, and then search for the element that you need. Since I need a brain image, I will simply search using the keyword foggy brain. After you click search, you will see the graphics section below, and there, you will find the graphics that match your keyword. As you can see, there are many free graphics that you can use, and by using the same method, you can find any graphic that you need without a problem. Now, once you find the image that you want to use, simply click on it, and it will be automatically placed inside the section on the right side. Here you can scale and adjust the image however you want, and in my case, I will just scale it up a bit so that it fits nicely. So now that everything is in place, click on the share button above, and then open the download section. In this section, make sure to set the biggest size possible, but if you are using the free version, you can set it to the biggest size that it allows. Another important thing is that you need to enable the transparent background option, since you don't need the background. So now that everything is set, click on the download button below, and just like that, your image will be saved. So now that you know how the entire process works, what you need to do is go through your entire script part by part, and then simply search for assets that match those parts. Basically, if your script talks about a brain, you need to search for brain assets. Or if your script talks about animals, you need to search for animal assets. You can mix things up by using videos, images, and graphics, but just make sure that all of the assets match the script. I genuinely think that this process is very easy, so we don't need to spend any more time here. So now that you have gathered all of the assets, the next thing that you need to do is create a realistic voiceover. Now for this step, we will use a tool called DupDub, so go ahead and open it. Once you are in, here you will find multiple useful features that you can use, but the one that we will be using is the AI voiceover feature, so go ahead and open it. Now the first thing that you need to do is head back into ChatGPT and then copy the entire video script from start to finish. Next, head back into DupDub and paste the script into the script section right here. Now with that out of the way, the next thing that you need to do is remove all of the gaps between the text. This step is very simple, so you can follow what I'm doing right here, and you will be good to go. So now that all of the gaps are removed, open the Voices section on the right side, where you will find many voices that you can use. Basically, you need to choose the voice that you like the most, and this step is entirely up to you. Now, you can also filter the voices, and a useful filter that you can use is the Ultra Quality, which will show voices with higher quality. In my case, I will use the Liam voice, since many creators in this niche are using this specific voice. If you want to use it, you can simply search for it by using the keyword Liam, and here you will find this exact voice. Since the Liam voice fits these kinds of videos well, it's a solid choice to use it. With that out of the way, in the section below you can adjust the speed and pitch of the voice, and this step is up to you, but I won't change anything here. You can also adjust more elements in the menu above, where you can add pauses, music, sound effects, lexicons, and more, but once again, I won't change anything there. So now that everything is set, click on the Generate button, which will initiate the generation process, and once it's done, let's see how the voiceover came out.
Deja vu. You walk into a place you've never been before, yet every detail feels painfully familiar. The layout, the voices.
As you can see, the voiceover came out great, and it fits the vibe of our video well. You have probably heard this voice being used in explainer videos, which is exactly what we need. So now that everything is set, click on the Export button above, and here select the MP3 format. You will also find other options, but in our case, we don't need to adjust anything there. Now with that done, simply click on the Export button below, and just like that, your voiceover will be saved. So now that you have prepared everything, you are finally ready for the next step, where I will show you how to edit the entire video. And this is the most crucial step of the process, so make sure that you watch closely. Now for this step, we will use an editing tool called CapCut, so go ahead and open it. Once you are in, the first thing that you need to do is import everything that you have created so far, which is the voiceover, the main topics image, and all of the assets that you have gathered. With that out of the way, start by dragging the voiceover into the editing timeline below. Now as you can see, the voiceover has these small gaps, which are basically pauses, so you need to remove those. To do that, simply cut the voiceover right where a gap begins, then shorten the gap like I'm doing here, and finally drag the rest of the voiceover to the left side so that everything fits nicely. Now this process is very simple, so all you need to do is remove all of the bigger gaps, and as for the smaller ones, you can leave them as they are. And just to save some time, I have already done that, and now you can see that my voiceover doesn't include any big gaps, which is exactly what we need. Now that everything is set, drag the main topics image right at the beginning of the editing timeline. Once that's done, cut the image so that it only fits the first part of the voiceover, which in my case is the line that says "Deja vu." Now with that done, place the editing line at the beginning of the image, and then in the settings on the right side, make sure to add a scale keyframe and a position keyframe as well. Next, place the editing line near the end of the image, and then scale the image to around 180%, which will create a zoom effect. Then, position your image so that the topic covered in the first part of the screen is shown, which in my case is deja vu. Now that everything is set, right-click on the second keyframe and then click on the easing option, which will automatically adjust your keyframes and make the animation smoother. And now, as you can see, we have created a zoom-in animation that focuses on the first topic of the video. Now with that done, you can import a blank white image and drag it right next to the image in your editing timeline. Once the white image is in place, make sure to extend it fully so that it matches the length of your voiceover. So now that the white image is in place, you need to go through the first part of your voiceover and listen to what it talks about. Next, select the exact asset for that part and drag it into the editing timeline below. Then, scale down the image a bit to make it look cleaner, and you can copy the size that I'm using right here if you want. So now that the image is in place, set the editing line at the beginning of that image, and then add a scale keyframe using the settings on the right side. Next, you need to play the video, and find the part where the section about that asset ends. Once you find it, simply scale up the image slightly, which will automatically add a new keyframe. Now with that done, right-click on the new keyframe and click on the easing option, which will make the animation smoother. Now with that done, cut the image right where a new section in the voiceover starts, and then listen to that part so you can see which topic the voiceover is talking about. Now you need to find the asset that matches that part, and drag it down right next to the previous image in your editing timeline. Then, find the exact section where that part ends and cut the asset so that it ends at that exact part. So now that the asset is in place, you can scale it down a bit so that it looks cleaner, and you can easily do that by using the scale settings on the right side. Now with that out of the way, you need to play that exact part and listen to what the voiceover is talking about. In my case, this part ends with the word familiar, and since this part is short, I won't add any zoom animations. Instead, here I will add a text section by opening the text menu above and then dragging the text section right where that exact word starts. Next, I will cut the text section right where that exact part ends, and this is important since all of our assets need to be placed correctly. Now in the settings on the right, I will enter the word familiar, and in your case, you can enter any word that is included in your script. Next, to make it a bit better, you can choose a font in the fonts section right here. In my case, I will choose this one since it looks clean. So now that the font is set, scroll down a bit and then enable the shadow option, which will make your text more readable. Finally, you can resize the text however you want, and in my case, I will make it a bit bigger since I want it to stand out. And with that out of the way, you can now see that we've created a scene where a video of a room is shown, and right at the important moment, a text overlay appears, which makes the video much more engaging. Now, with that out of the way, continue by listening to the next part of the voiceover. Once that's done, find the asset that matches that part, and then drag it right next to the previous asset in the editing timeline. Next, find where that exact part ends, and then cut the asset exactly at that position. So now that the asset is in place, for the animation that I will try to create, I will scale down the asset a bit, and then place it near the bottom of the scene. Now in this exact part, the voiceover is talking about similar elements, voices, and scenes. So first I will drag down an asset that represents the elements section, and then scale it down and position it in the top right corner of my scene. Next, since the next part talks about voices, I will drag down an asset that represents that part, and for this one I will scale it down and place it right next to the elements asset so that everything looks clean and organized. Finally, the next part talks about some sort of scenes, so for this one I will drag down an asset that represents that part, and then scale it down and place it in the top right corner, so that the asset matches all of the other assets that we have placed so far. Now that everything is set, you can see that we have created an animation where all of the assets slowly appear as the voiceover is playing, and while it's a simple animation, it fits the vibe of our video perfectly. Now, with that out of the way, the last part of this scene ends with the sentence that says, "Already happened." To match that exact part, I will cut all of the previous assets right at the beginning of that part, and then add a new text section in the same way as we did before. Next, I will cut the text section so that it matches that exact part, and once again, this is very important. Now with that done, you also need to change the color of your text to black by using the color picker on the right side so that the text is fully visible. Next, you can also change the font, and this step is entirely up to you, but in my case, I will use this font right here, since I like how it looks. Finally, I will enter the same text that is included in my script, which is already happened. And with that out of the way, you can see that we have created an animation where the text suddenly appears on the screen, matching that exact part of the voiceover. So now that everything is set, continue by going through the next part of your script. Once that's done, find the asset that matches that part and then drag it down right next to the previous asset that you have just added. Now for graphic assets like this one, you can also add animations. For example, you can open the animation section, and under the in animations, you can use the slide up animation, which looks clean. To make it even better, adjust the duration of that animation to around 1 second, which will make the animation look smoother. Now with that done, I will scale down the asset a bit, and then place it near the top of the scene since I want to add text below it, and this way there will be enough room for a text section. Now in my case, this exact part of the voiceover talks about a brain that is glitching. So to represent that exact part, I will add a text section right where the glitching part starts. Once that's done, once again you need to set the color to black so that the text is fully visible. Next, I will enter the text glitching, since that's the text included in this exact section. Below that, you can also change the font in the same way as before, and for this one I will choose this font right here, since it looks very clean. Now to make the text stand out a bit, you can also enable the bold option, which will make the text more visible. Finally, I will position the text right below the brain asset so that it fits the scene, and then I will make it a bit bigger since I want the text to stand out more. And now that everything is in place, as you can see, we have created an animation where the brain is slowly sliding up, and then the text section appears, which makes the video look more engaging. So now that the brain animation is in place, that exact scene ends with the sentence, "but not randomly." Now for that part, I will cut all of the assets right before that sentence appears, and then I will add a text section right at the beginning of that part. Now that the text is in place, once again we need to set the color to black so that the text is fully visible. Next, I will enter that exact text that is included in the voiceover, and in your case, it can be the text from your own script. Then, once again, I will choose a custom font for this scene, and I will use this one right here since it looks very clean. With that out of the way, to make the text stand out, I will select the last part of the text, and then by using the color picker below, I will set the color to red, and in this way, only the last word is set in that color. Now that everything is set, you can see that we have created an animation where the full text appears, and then a new text section suddenly appears, which will make the video more engaging. So now that you know how to create these kinds of animations, you need to edit your entire video using the same method, or you can add your own variations if you like. Now, an important thing is that once the next topic in your script starts, you need to copy the main topic's image that you added at the beginning of your video, and then paste it right at the part where the next topic starts. Next, you need to extend it so that it matches that exact part, so everything fits well. With that done, set the editing timeline right above the second keyframe, and then adjust the image so that the next topic is shown. In my case, the next topic is the void call, so I will position the image so that only that part is in focus. Next, if you have enough space, you can drag the second keyframe near the end of the image so that the animation matches that part. Finally, right-click on that same keyframe, and then click on the easing option, which will make the animation smoother. And with that out of the way, we have created a new animation where our second topic is shown, and this step is very simple to do. Now, just to save some time, I have already edited my entire video, and now your editing timeline should look similar to what I have right here. So now that the entire video is fully edited, start by selecting all of the assets that are above the voiceover. Next, right-click on any of them, and then create a compound clip, which will merge everything into one clean asset. With that done, open the animation section on the right side, and under the out animations, make sure to enable the fade out animation, which will make the ending of your video cleaner. So now that all of the animations are in place and the entire video is fully edited, your video is now complete. Now, to export the video, click on the export button above, which will open the export settings. Here, make sure to copy all of the settings that I'm using since they are optimized for videos in this style. Finally, click on the export button below, and just like that, your video will be saved. So now that the video is ready, let's finally see how it came out.
Deja vu. You walk into a place you've never been before, yet every detail feels painfully familiar. The layout, the voices, even the exact moment feels like it already happened. Your brain is essentially glitching, but not randomly. Deja vu happens when your memory system misfires and processes the present as if it's the past. One part of your brain is experiencing the moment, while another mistakenly files it as a memory. But here's the problem. That split-second confusion creates the illusion that you predicted the future. The real danger is how convincing it feels, because for a moment, your brain believes it has proof that time is repeating. And even though it lasts seconds, it leaves behind a disturbing question. What if your mind isn't fully in sync with reality?
Although I didn't show the entire video just to save some time, you can see that it came out looking amazing. So now that I've shown you the entire process to create videos in the explainer style, it's up to you to decide which niche you want to go for, and start your own channel. Also, if this video helped you out, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment below. And as always, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.